Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Mayor's Forum. My name is Ed Gardella, filling in for Mayor Constantino Lux. I am so pleased to have at as guest at today's show very familiar faces in the city of Worcester. One is William Breault, who is the chairman of the Maine-South Alliance for Public Service, as well as the president of the Maine-South CDC, an attorney, teacher, lecturer, bon vivant, man about town, so well known, dedicates a great deal of his time to public service in our community. Attorney Randy Feldman. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being. I didn't mean to be glib by saying bon vivant, but you're so well known, and you do get asked to go to many places, don't you?
I would never describe myself that way, but I do appreciate it.
But primarily, your law practice is concerned with immigration.
Exclusively with immigration law.
Yeah. And that is the topic of today's program on immigration. We are a nation of immigrants. None of us, very few of us, somewhere about 2.8 million, I think, started here, and the rest of us had to get here one way or another, most by boat. It has become a sensitive and emotional, and in some areas an explosive topic, hasn't it? This whole issue of immigration. Do we have enough jobs? Do we have enough room in the classrooms? Do we have enough natural resources to support? Well, we're in excess of 301 million people already. How much more before it becomes a serious strain?
Yeah, that in this part of the country, most people who are here, let's say without documents, illegal, work on the books. They don't work off the books. This is not an outdoor society. This is not a place where everybody has gardeners and nannies and this and that. People work on the books with fake documents. That's how it works in our part of the country. That means people are having money taken out of their check, just like us three. That means that people are paying state and local taxes. That means people are paying sales taxes anyway. You'd be paying sales taxes anyway. If you own a house, because many of these people do, you're paying real estate taxes. So the idea that the folks are not contributing to the benefits of the society,
so it belies that myth completely.
Is totally false in this part of the country. I think it's false generally. Further, they all pay into the Social Security system, but not everybody becomes legal, and you can't collect Social Security unless you become a permanent resident, which is a stepping stone to being a citizen. So there's uncontrovertible evidence that the Social Security system is kept afloat by immigrants who pay into it and never get the money back. So to say that because people use Family Health in Great Brook Valley, or the emergency rooms, or people use the school systems, that is a minus for our society, given, and this is the main thing that 9/11 hurt us on, and then it's in this immigration debate recently it changed, is that there's very few people that won't conclude, that don't agree, that immigrants are extremely good, hardworking people, legal or illegal, right? The problem that people have is with the violation of the rule of law, not generally with the people, right? Almost everybody agrees, from Lou Dobbs to, well, not Jay Severin, but Lou Dobbs to most other people, that these are good people. They just think it's inappropriate that they would be here. 9/11 stigmatized people as potential terrorists who were just simply innocent.
Spending resources and ignoring on immigrants and ignoring natural-born Americans.
You know, no. Ironically, to have a system that made sense, including enforcement, yes. We were going to have to start spending money that we're not spending now to have a legal system that works, both to keep people out who don't have permission to be here, and to find mechanisms to make people available to stay here who we need to be here. It will cost a lot of money. Even though now it doesn't cost a lot of money, that's the problem from your point of view. There's not enough resources given to get people out, or to prevent them from coming in. So now we're not spending money on immigration, even though a proper system would require money being spent on immigration. But as for your African-American person who doesn't have enough resources spent, or we're not finding a way to make it work for an underclass of people, for instance, not people who grow up in poor areas, obviously not all African-Americans. Should we do something? Absolutely. But is it, you know, should we have daycare?
Can we do both?
To be honest, my opinion, if we will do a better job of taxing people with money, taxing the rich, we can do both. But people don't want to make that sacrifice. People with political power, people who can hire lobbyists, people who can be politically active, people who donate money, they'll protect their wealth. But could we? Absolutely we could. And should we? Absolutely we should do both, because those people need daycare from the age of 3. Those people in our urban areas need kindergarten, full-day kindergarten, starting at 4 years old. Those people need money for daycare, so the parent must go work. These are things where money would help, and they have nothing to do with taking money from the immigration system.
We have about 40 seconds to solve the problem that the Congress has not been able to. How do we solve it? Do we say to this arbitrary figure of 12 million people, you are now citizens, do we take 12 million people and send them home?
Illegal means that we have to find the means and a way to do this, but illegal, strong borders, we have to maintain that in this country to keep it what we are.
The no-match letters that you spoke about, if you take away the ability to work without papers, people will go home on their own. They're only here to work. They're not here because they love everything else about the United States. They came to work.
So
there's
if
no
you
welfare.
say you can't rent here, you can't take a loan from this bank, you can't get a job here, they'll go.
Or just a job. If you couldn't work with papers that
or
were
will they
fake,
turn to some other means of getting money?
they'll probably, no-match letters are only going to go out to people that have 10 employees and 1.5% of your employment force is that. They'll probably turn to smaller employers and go work for smaller employers if that's the only mechanism. What this Senate proposed, and this is controversial on our end, is good. It says, let's be tougher and let's be more generous. And that's what we need to be, tougher and more generous.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We may not have solved the problem, but we had a lot of insight into immigration, both legal and illegal. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Mayor's Forum. See you next time.